What in the heck is a force reset trigger, and why am I bringing it up on this video? It allows your AR-15 platform home defense weapon to fire a little bit faster than what your finger can accomplish. Here's some examples. Yeah. A lot faster. A lot faster. It's fun, it's expensive. It can be a little bit crazy if you're not training yourself to use something that's shooting that quickly. All of it's fixable, all of it's trainable. All of it can be done reliably, most importantly. The weapon can be made reliable using these triggers. I know for a fact that is true. But most importantly, it gives you the advantage in a firefight. You're home, your wife is with you, you hear somebody break in, you round the corner and you see two bad guys coming down your hall. In a split second, you identify that they have weapons. They have the intent, it looks like they have the intent to kill you and do God knows what to your wife. You got to stop these guys. A rapid fire option allows you a higher probability of doing that, stopping them. That's what it's all about. You now have made the decision, I am going to be in a firefight. Hopefully one-sided with just me firing, but they do have weapons. It gives you the tactical advantage, and I'm all about a tactical advantage. That's why I preach to every one of my clients, ditch the everyday carry handgun and buy yourself an AR-15 for your home. Don't be outgunned in regards to caliber or how your weapon functions. Don't be outgunned in your own home. Just don't allow yourself to do that. These are easier to shoot. You can make force reset triggers reliable. I know a lot of guys are like, well, it's kind of finicky. You have to play around with your weapon. You know, sometimes you have to mess with the gas port. Sometimes you have to change out the buffer. It's all true. But if you go to the range and you just kind of have a general idea of what you need to do, and it's not complicated, to get the weapon to function reliably, it can definitely be accomplished. I have a force reset trigger. I have hundreds, God, probably thousands of rounds through that weapon without a single malfunction using the force reset trigger. It's definitely possible. They are finicky, but you can get them to work reliably, and you want your home defense weapon, of course, to be reliable. So it's all up to me, and this is what I try to get across to my clients, is that you don't want to be outgunned in your home. And if a forced reset trigger gives you even just a mild advantage over the bad guy coming into your home, then why wouldn't you want it? Now, I could, even though I have comments turned off because I don't give a shit about YouTube, this is more about just educating my clients, or educating my future clients. I know there's people out there that are going to be like, I wish I could write a comment. Maybe former law enforcement, former military. For this guy to be saying for civilians to have a rapid fire option for home defense in a AR-15 platform is irresponsible. Well, of course, it's up to you to make the decision on whether you think it works practically in your situation. That's your decision. That's not mine. I'm just giving you my opinion. I like them, and I do recommend that my clients look into them and experiment with them if they can afford it, because they are not cheap. They can't talk money, but you'll look them up. They're not cheap. Legal, but not cheap. Also, I don't care if you live outside of Arizona. This is for Arizonians, because this is where my business is. So if you live in California, the communist state of California, obviously, I'm sure there's a law there that prohibits them. Move away, that's all I can say. And if you move to Arizona, because we're close, don't screw up this state. That's another video. But here we can own them. Here, obviously, you can go down to the range. You can do the simple modifications to your weapon to make it reliable, and you can practice. Shooting a rapid fire weapon like one equipped with an FRT does take practice. Most people catch on very quickly. Initially, they're kind of startled because of the burst fire, but it's really not scary, and most people figure that out. AR, as maybe you don't know, but ARs are very, very easy to shoot. They're very mild as far as recoil goes, so it's not like it's blowing people on their butts when they fire it. Very manageable. My wife actually shoots in FRT mode better than I do. She just loves it, you know, because she's hitting what she's shooting at, one, and two, she's hitting it a lot. And it's just fun to shoot with something that can shoot really rapidly. It's just something very American about it. So yeah, liability. Let me fill you in on liability, and I tell my clients this too. The minute you decide that you want to have whatever weapon you choose in your home to defend it, and you, God forbid, ever have to use that weapon to defend yourself, defend your wife against death or grave bodily injury, you're already open for liability. Now, I've heard, there's pundits on YouTube, well, if you have a suppressor on your weapon, and they'll bring the prosecutors will bring that up. Oh, you must have been thinking about killing somebody in your home. You had a suppressor. They could use the same argument for a forced reset trigger. Why would you think you would need something that can fire like this? And then, you have to explain, well, I don't shoot it like that. I shoot it in bursts, short bursts. That's what I do with it. That's what I did with it. So yeah, you're going to have to explain yourself potentially if it ever was to come to that. But you're going to have to explain yourself anyway. Now, as far as shooting your neighbors, well, Todd, if you send 3 downrange and you only would have been able to send 1 downrange, now you have 3 times the possibility of hitting somebody. That's something to consider. You always want to make sure you know what your background is. In my particular situation, I have a block house. So I could probably shoot a 50 cal in my home. And I've thought about it. No, I haven't. But, I could probably get away with a bigger caliber than a 5.56 223 and not have a problem. 308. I have some 308s. I could probably use that for home defense. If you live in a stick house, that's something to think about. You are going to be obviously shooting more rounds down range, and you're accountable for those. But again, if you are unfortunately involved in a gunfight, the idea is for you to win. And if there's a tactical advantage that you can do, like through training with us, that's a huge tactical advantage, or piece of equipment that you put on your weapon that allows you to shoot your weapon more efficiently, then you owe it to yourself to at least look into it. Think about all the possible pushback for doing something like that, but make that decision for yourself. At least be open to it. Give yourself an opportunity, if you can, to shoot a forced reset trigger. Again, our weapons do have a full auto setting. No, you will not be able to use the auto setting in your scenario unless you have obviously an AR-15 for home defense, and that's what you use. You have put the force reset trigger in your weapon. You have test fired it. You know that it fires reliably. You've changed what you needed to change to make that happen. And most importantly, you've practiced extensively with it. Not just once, get to the range. Hey, look, everybody, I got it working. A full magazine dump. Yay, locked back. And then you leave and you never actually practice with the weapon again. So I'm going to be asking, and my guys will be asking you that question, those questions. And if you say yes, 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 and you show me your weapon and I can see, yeah, it looks like you actually are serious about it, then yes, you will be able to have the rapid fire option available to you. It does you no good to be practicing in a rapid fire option if you don't own something that shoots rapid fire. Yeah, it'd be super fun to shoot the bad guys in a rapid fire option, and I just knocked the mic, but you don't have that ability when we leave. So the answer would be no if you don't have one. But if you do, we'll talk about it. So there is my spiel on force reset triggers. Went way longer than I thought. If you do have any questions, of course, go to the website, homedefenseshakedown.com. Shoot me an email. It's the best way to get a hold of me. My phone blows up all the time, and I usually goes to voicemail. So, and my clients are very select. So if you have a question, a lot of times I'm either on the phone or I'm ignoring my phone because I'm doing something else. But shoot me an email. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And until I get around to the next video, I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.